Our focus this afternoon is on portfolios that have been distributed in the Delhi government. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia held a press conference about 10 minutes ago and he announced those portfolios. Kejriwal, interestingly, hasn't retained power on finance as was earlier being predicted by some political pundits. What he's kept to himself is modern technology, good governance, and he'll basically be in charge of public interactions. That's an important factor here. The Aam Aadmi Party realizing that Kejriwal is quite a crowd puller, somebody who is able to connect with the people. Manish Sisodia, Deputy Chief Minister, has been given charge of finance, planning, education, urban development, revenue, land and building, vigilance and everything else that's not been allocated to any one of the other cabinet ministers. Gopal Rai has been given charge of transport, development, labour and employment. Sandeep Kumar has been given charge of women and child, social welfare and SC/ST issues. Asim Ahmed has been given charge of food and civil supplies, environment, forest and election. Jitendra Tomar has been given charge of law and justice, tourism, home, art and culture. Satendra Jain has been given charge of power, health industries, PWD, irrigation and flood control. Let's get a word from our correspondent Jugal Purohit, who's with us on the phone line. Jugal, an interesting allocation of portfolios here. Arvind Kejriwal not keeping power and finance with him as was being predicted earlier.
Absolutely, Simi. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal keeping no portfolio with him whatsoever. His position, perhaps for the first time in any government setup that we've seen and reported on, is devoid of any single individual ministry. Just to give us an understanding, chief ministers generally have a trend and a tendency to keep the most powerful, most influential and important departments to themselves, like home, finance, power, planning. But this time around, of course, we're seeing none of it. What we are seeing about Arvind Kejriwal, and I'm saying it because you've already announced the names of the other candidates, the other ministers and their portfolios, is that Arvind Kejriwal will retain an overall hold over the government. He will be in charge of interacting with the public and keeping the government grounded with the public feedback on all decisions and on all implementations. He will also be looking at ways and means to bring about a mixture of technology and good governance and actually change the way the government is seen. So his is an extremely strategic role. Perhaps last time around, burdened with several portfolios, Arvind Kejriwal does not wish to get himself embroiled in individual ministries and wants to keep an overall vision. But many are also talking about whether Arvind Kejriwal has given a signal that he has pan-India ambitions. He doesn't want to be bothered with Delhi. Of course, he today, quashed all those rumors. But this is the situation here. Simi, back to you.
All right, Jugal. Thanks so much for putting all these developments in perspective for us. Jugal, talking about how Kejriwal's stress and focus this time is going to be on public interactions and overall good governance, making a departure from the norm. Thanks so much, Jugal, for that update.